Wake up, it's that time again. The sun's not here, but we're on again. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals and gather round. It's not lunch, it's not breakfast, it's the time we found. For brunch, well maybe we're busy. For brunch, maybe we're lazy. For brunch, well maybe it's conquest. For brunch, or be your request. But brunch is the time that we make for each of us, where we ask Egnards dumb stuff, because brunch will always be the special time for Egnards and for me.
All right. Good morning. Welcome to brunch. Hello, everybody. It's TB day, so we have a lot to do in game, and the raid popped last night, so I guess I have to do that as well. I do really want to do egg draws today at some point, but I also might just be bringing that up because I want to piss Xander off, and I know how much Xander likes egg draws and how much he enjoys watching me struggle to draw things. So I feel like the more I bring it up, the happier I am. Last week, Ani, one of my guild mates, suggested that we wait to do egg draws until a particular thing happened, and I don't actually remember what that particular thing was, if I'm going to be completely honest. So we'll see what happens today. A lot to do, and that seems to be always the case with us. We're gonna go see Scary Movie later today. I've heard it sucks, but my in-laws want to go see it. So that's our movie agenda for the day. I know everybody else is going to see Toy Story this weekend. I guess I will be waiting until next weekend. Xander, it just bow at them. Are you having a stroke? What the fuck is going on? Oh, I'm trying to curse less. Damn it. 3 minutes in and I've already screwed that up. Oh well, we'll try again next time. Let's see what's going on in game. Can't even do it for 3 minutes. I don't know why. I don't really buy these things anymore, but I feel like today I should. Yeah, we'll buy some of that shit. 250 old no speed mods. That's how you do things, Hobnob. That's okay. Let's unpack that, Palpatine. I am gay with my gay rainbow thumbnail. Do you have a problem with that? Is there an issue if I were to be gay? Do you feel like a big person because you dislike how other people live their lives? Or are you just making an anecdotal and situationally aware statement, realizing that my avatar that's been there for 28 days at this point is still there? Please let me know which of those things this is. Let's see. I'm personally hoping that you're just one of those people that doesn't notice a change for 28 days and you came in here and you're like, wow. And you're making just a really off-kilter joke. But hey, man, if you're not, if you're a bigot, if it bothers you that I have a rainbow in my thumbnail, if you feel like you cannot resonate with something that is quite natural and rainbows scare you, then feel free to unfollow me, man. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Here we call that shit out. Man, I lost my train of thought. TB. What do we got going on for TB? We're at 10:45. My guild looks to be on track to do what I need them to do for this event. We seem like we will hit, what is this? 43, 44, 45. It seems like we'll hit our 46. We should be hitting 47. Unfortunately, we had some missed deploys, and unfortunately for those people, there will be some guild changes after TB today. So we will make sure that those things don't happen again. We need If We Were Gay from Avenue Q. I love that song. Finally, an afternoon alone with my favorite book and nobody to bother me. Broadway musicals of the 1950s. Oh, hi, Rod. God damn. Avenue Q lives rent-free in my head. If you were gay, that'd be okay. Because, hey, I like you anyway. If you were queer, I'd still be here. Oh, because you know what, Grax? I completely forget about Twitch, and I did not upgrade my avatar over there, and that is my bad. Like, I have Twitch up on its own thing, but obviously I don't post Twitch links because I can't post thumbnails, and it just is my avatar whenever I post it. So I completely forget about it. Hello, Mr. Cocaine. I think we did a review for you last week or the week before. I don't remember. I believe I spent some time talking about cocaine on these streams. It is. It's just the Egg Jedi. It's the Egg Jedi all the time. But hey, if we're gonna trigger some folks, maybe we'll just keep the rainbow one forever. There's nothing Egg likes more than to trigger people. Egg thinks Twitch is the Ron of everything right now. Mods are the only way to do it, and we just did that mod video, right, talking about the mod store, and I had someone this morning post saying that they didn't realize how cheap those mod store refresh crystal wise were, and it's insane how cheap those are. 15 crystals, beautiful. It's easy, it's fast. Let's move this over. It's worth it. Hey, Micah. Alien to R7. He's got to go to R8 at least. Add rainbow to the cycle of Egnards. Oh shit, Grax. I gotta message Moonborn on that. That's a great idea. That thing up at the top used to be a flat color, and it would just stay there. But then somebody messaged me saying that it was like burning. It was burning into their TV, and they turn off the TV, and it was there because it doesn't change at all. So the reason it changes now is to prevent that from happening. Because I care about your TVs. But adding a rainbow one is a great idea. I I try not to bug Moonborn too much, though, because now that he doesn't play the game, I feel like I'm bugging him if I ask him to do graphical stuff. Yeah, that's why it now does that, is because it was like the heaviest colors in red. He was saying it was bleeding, so I was like, all right, let's, you know, get rid of it and see if we can fix it and have it switch around. Morning, Caleb. Oh, man. Before I finish Kafrine, I just want to check on this. Yeah, we're getting close, but I think I have time there. I don't think I have to worry about it. LS open. Oh my god. Will unlock Quad May, Bane, Maul, Cat. That's a lot of shit. I mean, if he doesn't have JMK though, or Ray, I wouldn't even bother with Cat. Like if he has one of those two, because Cat does really well with Ray as well if you don't have JMK yet. But outside of those teams, she's not amazing. So if your brother doesn't have that stuff, it's worth kind of waiting. Quad May is so much better, especially if he has the boys, and you should have the boys. Because of Duel of the Fates. And Maul and Malicos go together like lamb and tuna fish. And that's it. Hey. God damn it. Xander, Avenue Q is like stuck in my head right now. As you're on the final TB day, a continued question for me keeps coming up. If you had to R9 one team and didn't have any, which team would be the first one you take all 5 members to? Man, I think it definitely depends on where your roster is, Dan. But if we're talking about in a vacuum, then Hondo is a really great shout, right? Because Hondo does super, super well in all phases of TB. And you have Smugglers Run 3, and the raid is going on right now, even though that should be done soon. Lord Vader is another really good shout, because the Lord Vader team does so well with high relics. He's a big ramping character, and he's one of those characters who, like, the higher the relics on the entire team, it works. It makes the entire thing work so much better. Lamb and tuna fish, man, it's a fucking class. Oh, damn it, I did it again. I'm really trying hard not to drop F-bombs. I'm trying so hard. We had somebody during Zeta Protocol had mentioned in the comments saying, you know, that one thing he was hoping was that more content creators would stop cursing so much, because his son is getting into Star Wars and he really wants to share it with them. And I felt like it was a reasonable request, you know, because cursing a lot of the times isn't necessary. So I'm trying to do better, and it's not working well. Lamb and Tuna Fish is from Big Daddy, classic Adam Sandler movie. So that's what that's there for, Jeremy. Jedi Mace is a really good one. Jedi Mace is a really good team in TB. The only problem with Jedi Mace is that outside of the raid, there's really nothing else attached to him. You know, and I mean, Lord Vader too, there's nothing else attached to him, except Lord Vader does better in GAC than, you know, Jedi Master Mace Windu does. But I love my Jedi Mace squad for TB, and would definitely do it. Does GM beat Secrets and Shadows tier 3? I've never done it myself. I did it with the old team, and it's not hard ever since Marin came out. But yes, GM can beat Secrets and Shadows. Will JTL mean an R9 JML? I will never R9 JML. It will never happen. Jedi Training Leia might mean a Relic 10 JML. I might completely bypass Relic 9, but I will never bring JML to Relic 9. I mean, if your LV team is already 89777, why not do it? It'll be the faster team. But here's the other thing to keep in mind. Your guild path. If your guild path is going towards Ring of Kafrene, you know, then having a dark side team is not helping you. So that's why, like, path and account kind of changes things. But that LV team does really, really, really well when you're at higher relics. So I think it is a team that can really be worth it for people, especially if you're looking for a team that can do multiple things. The other nice thing about it, and this is true of the Jedi Master Mace Windu team, to be fair as well, is CG seems to be doing the era battles, you know, like twice a year. So that becomes free extra materials anytime they give us the Order 66 era battle. I forgot what it was called. The Jedi Master Mace Windu one being slightly better because it also gives crystals. Last AB is Places of Power. You don't, I'm assuming you don't have DS, right? Nightfall. Okay, Nightfall is the clones, yeah. Because Places of Power, you don't really need Malik. It does really help. You could do it with, like, I mean, if you don't have Malik, you might not have Malgus. You just need a really strong tank. Do I think that new Leia will allow JML to beat everything on offense? I think that CG, we give them a lot of crap about balance. And one thing that I think CG has always been really good about is making sure that there is like one or two really solid counters to a team right off of the bat. So I do think it will probably beat most GLs. But I also think that there may be one or two that it's still going to really struggle with. And that's the way the game should be. It will definitely be a powerhouse. I do think it probably... It's going to be interesting because I do think that it will make a case for Seabane. And people will start using Seabane on it if you throw it on defense. But I think that that might be really smart for a lot of people. Just because it'll then force people to not use C or Bane separately on something else. It's also not a song, it's a children's book. The children's book says that I will not R9 my JML. You can't make me go to hell. That's why, like, if you couldn't skip R9 right now, if they didn't add that quality of life to the game, I would stubbornly keep mine at R8. You know, but it depends on what's going on in the game in 3 months. I'm really low on signal data right now for raid prep, and I'm sitting here patiently waiting for the raid and to find out what's happening with the raid, because I need, you know, like, my materials. I know it seems like it's high, but like, that's not a lot of signal data to build up for raid stuff, and that's going to be a problem for me. So I'm trying to be good, and I'm trying to not do anything else But like yesterday, I think it was, I lost my GAC because Afra did not work on Jabba. So like even yesterday, I ended up bringing Afra to R8. I ended up bringing Ig90 to R7. He was R6. I brought BT1 to R8. You know, I brought, I think, 000 to R6 so that I could actually get the full Datacron thing. So I'm just burning through my signal data. Yeah, no, Caleb, I would not. I would not even take that small step to R9. So we are thankful. Oh, I was using my day 5 teams. Shit. Which means I don't get to use my Gungans on Ring of Kafrene. Damn it. I might have to do one of the Hoth battles. We can't have a day without without Gungans. That would be kind of messed up. Oh my god, Jedi Master Mace Windu, you know, this is in a vacuum, Thrawn. I don't know what you use on different planets. Jedi Master Mace Windu does amazing on Kafrene, even without platoons. It does lose sometimes without platoons, but rarely. Leia does really, really well on Ring of Kafrene. Ahsoka does really well on Ring of Kafrene, but obviously I'm using Ahsoka on Mandalore right now. Gungans do really, really well with the TB Omicron on Ring of Kafrene. The new Cassian team does pretty well, but not without platoons. If you do it without platoons, it's very, very, very hairy. Some people like Queen on Ring of Kafrene. I have never found good success with Queen. I've heard people say it's an auto once you get the summon out. I have not found that to be the case for myself. BKM definitely is not a good team there. I've never had success with BKM there. I'm assuming that JML will probably do really well in 3 months with Jedi training Leia. What's my star count? So our star count is 46 this time. We had somebody not deploy in day 3, which cost us a star. And then they didn't deploy yesterday again. And they have made a habit of this many times. So there will be some staffing changes after TB. So we will be what was the Office Space line? We will be correcting the error. I still lose QA on Kafrene even with platoons. I'm like completely done with that team. What else did I use? Oh, I put Leia, right. So, Mandalore. Hey, ZZ. ZZ Rao actually sounds pretty fucking dope. Ah, damn it. 3 times today. What can GM do in TB? I've never used GM in TB because I haven't brought them past Relic 7 and I don't need them. I would like to bring them to R9, to be completely honest. But I just don't have the relic material to do that right now. Jeremy, I actually already have a replacement, but if you fit, if GP wise and guild wise you fit, I will happily throw you on our waiting list. I went through a lot of our waiting list yesterday because a lot of the people I reached out to were like, oh, I'm actually thinking about quitting the game, so I don't want to join the guild and then quit in a month. So I burned through a lot of my list yesterday. Yeah, I actually don't even use GM on the Night Sisters special mission. I use my old DACA lead. Old DACA lead Night Sisters. They can auto it as long as DACA has high health modding. And I've been doing that since before GM even came out. No reason to change it. We're but free to say, but I'm not gay. I'm happy being with you. What does it matter what you do in bed with other guys? Ah, Xander. Ugh. I love that show. It's the first Broadway show I ever saw. My mom took me to it with my girlfriend at the time when I think she paid for the tickets because it was my birthday and I went with my girlfriend at the time. It was like my 21st birthday or something like that. Such a good show. Da, 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 da. I would go see it again if it were on Broadway. Poncho Bros to R9 should always happen. Always bring Poncho Brothers to R9. Always. I cannot fathom people that do not bring the Poncho Brothers to R9. It doesn't make sense. It's just smart. It is one of the smartest things that a player can do. We're going to try to save our cooldowns for round 2 here. It's basically free materials. And the Duel of the Fates, the Duel of the Fates assault battle is like you get back the materials so quickly. Especially within the confines of how long like people play this game for. We're gonna kill you. It really is. And when people don't do it, it literally hurts my soul. We don't really care about this taunt right now. Okay, look at that. Got that right off the bat. Beautiful. Oh, you don't want to hear Egg sing. You do not want to hear me like really sing, especially this early in the morning. You know, later in the day when my voice is warmed up, I think I have a passable singing voice. But at 7 in the morning, I'm still scratchy and definitely do not want that in your life. You bring Prettier Patrols to R9, so now you're done with basically everything. Would you say I should go for CMs now? I think, you know, depending on where your account is, if you are in the end game and you're done with all of the economy events, I think that a lot of the time players should use the events around them in order to build up CMs. You know, I at this point I cannot fathom we're going to go very much longer without raid news. And if you're wondering what to go for and there's really nothing left to go for other than relic hygiene, then I have to set up. It's actually members brunch. I got to throw that on there if somebody wants to come in. But I think that at that point, it's really smart for players to kind of hold off and wait until we're at that point where they can say, oh, hey, this thing is coming up and I want to make sure that I'm raid available, but also moving CM. So if you're towards the end, I think the smartest thing a player can do, unfortunately, other than like minor projects, is hoard for raid and use the raid as an opportunity to build your CMs. I nailed you on the roster review for R7, now R9. Yeah. And R9, it's just... Oh, my God. Passive... Oh, shit, I don't want to kill this guy. Passive resources is one of the smartest thing that a... Yeah, I still haven't kicked you out of that, Dan. I don't think. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I still haven't. Passive resources is one of the smartest things that a player can possibly do. And I think sometimes players get caught up in the projects that they're doing right now. And they think that passive resources is not the best move for them. But those passive resources help them in the medium term. And they help them in the long term. And I think that there's just way too many players who only think about the short term of their roster. And I think that that's one of the dumbest things that a person can do. 2 Kyber LSTs, 2-4 already at Relics or Ahsoka stuff. Not at Relics like Plo and Fulcrum. I mean, in a vacuum here, the further you can go with an LST, the better. You know, so if you have a G12 character, I'd rather you put it on a G12 character over an R4 character. But there are, you know, certain exceptions. If you have an R2 character who's 6 stars or 5 stars and they're a Cantina farm, that Cantina farm is infinitely more valuable to get those stars so that you're not in a position where you're losing out on your signal data farms. Got to do some direct targeting. Here we go. Hey, Ani. We were talking about you earlier. I don't remember. Oh, because we forgot what the criteria you said we should do for the next eggs draws. Gungans are a low priority team. They're a great team. I enjoy them. They're obviously my favorite team. But in terms of priority, they're not very high up there on the list. And I don't blame people when they wait. Which one? Sabine Chopper. Okay, so this one. Hondo R9 or Hondo the character? Because if you're fairly far from Hondo, I'd say do the R9 Peridia Pals, and that's going to help you get Hondo. And you're also going to get those materials over the term anyway. If you have Hondo and you're wondering, do I do 3 characters versus 1 character? Then I would bring Hondo to R9 because those mod materials are so important. Mods at the top end make or break you. You know, but yeah, if you haven't even finished getting Hondo yet, I personally would do Viridia Patrol first. TB Hero Day. Everybody loves a TW Hero Day. TW Hero Day is, I think, one of my favorites because you just get to be silly. And then we throw silly things at stuff and people get mad when we lose battles and it doesn't matter at all. I guess I don't need Jabba on the other thing because Jabba is... I don't technically need to do Hoth. So let's just throw this. What you do as if you I'd be okay because hey, I like you anyway. It's not a bad way to do it, Phil. You know, if it's basic, I mean, it's not free, but like if it's basically free. And that, I mean, look, both teams are infinitely useful. You know, Afra, especially after IG90, can be used in every GAC. But a lot of the times there are teams that are a lot better. So if you are doing it primarily for free, then you're doing awesome. Coffee and auto. Yeah, we're going to build up some ult charge. It's so nice that I've learned about this stupid bar on the bottom. Ugh. Well, yeah, we have the ASMR of Jabba, but it's definitely not to the same level as doing it on Vandor. Vandor, you get some sexy noises on Vandor. I don't even think we need the ult. She blows up just from the bombs. Such an easy CM. I know it's not new, but I didn't realize it was there. Right? And I just learned about it. Because again, I know that I'm good on the math in this game and I like do the spreadsheets and I'm like sitting here crunching numbers, but I don't pay attention to the actual screen. I have likened the screen in this game to like the Matrix, where they're talking about how everything is ones and zeros and the girl in the red dress is just ones and zeros and like we just learn how to read it. And that's me with the game screen. I look right past it every single time. Let's see. 730 minus 684. Need 46 there. We've already finished Hoth. We've let people kind of play around on those battles. This should finish on its own, hopefully. We have 300 million left. Plus 730. minus 452, minus 300. We're at a negative 24. So we can definitely do a Gungan battle here. We will be okay. Gotta get the Gungans in. The internet is for porn. The internet is for porn. Why you think the net was born for porn? Porn, 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 porn. the Gungans are cold-blooded. They are fucked right now. They are moving slow. Oh, shit. 4 times. We're gonna need a swear jar. You're just now putting 2 and 2 together there because the internet is for porn is also Avenue Q. And we have been on an Avenue Q kick this entire time. Every time Egg swears he needs to say a good thing about Fat Phil. Screw that. That'll never happen. I actually met up with Phil yesterday. We went to Vault Brewing in Easton, PA. It was a good time, but let it be known that Fat Phil breaks the seal first, and he has a very weak bladder. I know, and I've dropped the price on those push-ups pretty considerably. I will compliment Jar Jar without having to worry about a swear jar. But maybe it's time to change the... I think it's time to change the mortgage principal meter. Because, you know, we change the meter every like 6 to 8 months or so when we get bored of it. So maybe it's time to put a swear jar up there. And every time I drop an F-bomb, we will donate $1 to Child's Play or something. I like that idea. I'll have to put something together. No, God. I think that the FU, but see, I saved myself there. I think the FU bones is exempt there. That is a specific redemption. I, I think that that is its own thing. I would be going broke. Everyone would be dropping that all the time. What's up, C squared? But I do like the swear jar idea. I am a fan of that. What do we got here? Nothing. Some of those, some of these. 15,000 points. Well, that's the whole thing. You got to lurk here even when you're doing other things, because then I get 30 cents in ad revenue from Twitch. And that's, you know, where we beg for Bezos bucks because Prime subs are free. All right, what do we need? Did I do this yet? I did. Raid. We got to go into the raid. Let's see. Raid. What time is it? 50 minutes. 51 minutes. Twitch dropped off hard. Twitch is interesting in, I mean, well, creators get to set their ads. But the problem is if you set them too low, you get less of the percentage share. So you have to set them at a certain threshold so you get the maximum percentage, which is annoying. I used to have my Twitch ads set much lower, but then I noticed that I was getting like 10% of their 90% versus I think 30-70, which is their highest revenue share. But I won't go higher than that on the ad because I don't care enough. I really don't. I just want Twitch to not make that money. There we go. Ooh. Okay, calm down. Let's pop all of you and lower that. Take care of you. Ooh, we both get a turn. Okay. Perfect. So let me get rid of both of those guys. Excellent. When am I done with school? My last day of school was last Wednesday, or this Wednesday that just happened, which is very nice. And everyone's been asking, like, oh, how has it been being free? But the reality is, I have so much work to catch up on that, like, I have not felt free yet. I would love to feel free. But Thursday and Friday, I just had so much crap to do. And then, like, on Monday, I have to start camp because I do 2 weeks of a special needs camp. And I teach karate there. So I have that starting on Monday for 2 weeks. What's up, user? I know, user. I know. And then on Tuesday, I have to spend all day on user's account because he has mod materials. And I have to burn all of his mod materials. There we go. Ooh. All right. I've been getting better and better at running. When are you going to stop being lazy? I'm going to start being lazy in 2 weeks. Once camp is over for those 2 weeks, I end up being very lazy for the next 6 weeks of summer. When are you gotta roll his 3 speeds into 6 speeds? You know, it's funny. I did a video on Cunctator's account and I was trying to like hide his name, but he was like, I don't care. I like being infamous. And I started rolling mods on his account because he is terrible at mod rolling, and his mods are in shambles. And I have been rolling so many 25 plus speed mods on his stupid account. Like on the Cunctator account, in the last month, we have increased his, let's see, I'm going to check his mod score because we kept track of this. I started looking at his mods approximately exactly 1 month ago. His Omega score was 4.25. His Omega score is now 5.16, just from 1 month of mod rolls. It actually annoys me how many I'm getting. I don't max what daily? The mod store? I wasn't even talking about the mod store. I was talking about your actual mod, like rolling the mods. You have so many materials built up right now that like I have to spend a couple hours doing that. But that is going to be a Tuesday thing because I don't think I have the time tomorrow morning. My speed roll luck is bad. The way that I do things, Hobnob, is it's very much a person-to-person thing and based on what they actually want and or need me to do. You know, I have done things for people where I just log in one time and I play around with things once for about an hour, and that's very different than other people who will be like, oh, I want you to log into my account like every day for like 10 to 15 minutes a day. You know, and that ends up being a lot of time, effort, and energy. I don't think that most people actually need it. I think most people can learn those lessons on their own to be able to do it on their own. Some people have the money and they're like, I just don't want to. And that's okay because, again, I have a mortgage to pay. So I go, okay, I'll do it, especially during the summer. Because during the summer, I sit at home while my wife makes the cheddar. Mod scored a 3. My God. Oh. What is your GP, Grax? You've been around a while. It's got to be high. How? Oh, my God. My favorite thing is to log into user's account when he has like 500 crystals, and then I'll message him and tell him it's a poverty account. It's one of my life's greatest joys. Oh my God. A mod score of 3 at 12 million? Oh. Oh, God. You need work. You cannot. I have to launch hot utils, but you cannot ignore your mods. A lot of people's problems in the game is specifically because they ignore their mods. Oh, I have to run my mod filters first. We'll see where this goes. No? Okay. So let's sell those then. Gotta run the filters so that I have enough room to actually use hot utils. Great, low speed. Oh, crap. See, I bring myself down low. I know you can't see my max mods right now, but my current mods are 374. 369, nice. Oh, nothing there. I wish I could set the game to run these automatically. Anything useful? Oh, my microphone is unmuted but has no signal. I think you're lying. Let's see. Anything useful? This is not a bad mod. I mean, it's not going to roll super high because it's got 15 speed, so it is rolled really, really low. It's not a terrible mod. This, I wish it had offense on it. This, I mean, this has potential. All right, well, we're not playing with mods right now. I needed to free up some mod space so that I could run hot utils. So we're going to run hot utils right now. Yeah, but Grax, you're going to stay in K3. I mean, you might get to K2, but you're going to start like as you want to. If you want to progress in GAC, you're going to have a lot of problems doing it. And even still, like when you do TB, Rise of the Empire, the problem is that having a mod score of like 3, if you run into a time where you don't have a lot of time to do things, it's a lot harder to auto battles with a mod score of 3 than it is to do if you had a mod score, you know, that was much higher. My mod score, if I can find it. Let's see, Ani just used his mod score. So Ani, you got a nice 110 mod score. Your OG Omega score is 10, which is respectable. Where is mine? Bombard Egnards. My OG Omega score is 12. My Omega top 110 is 29. How do you see your mod score? You need to go on Discord to see a mod score. And you type in /mod score on basically any major server is going to have the Omega bot to be able to do that. Serious question, why have brunch during breakfast when brunch should be closer to lunch? Because breakfast with Egnards doesn't sound as good, and when we first started doing brunch, we did make a whole thing of it. I would buy orange juice, and I would buy champagne, and I would drink a mimosa every Sunday morning for brunch. And then I started to realize, like, what am I doing? I'm drinking at 8 in the morning. This is ridiculous. I'm starting to turn into scribe. So I stopped doing that, but we kept the brunch theme. And I think it still fits because a lot of the people that watch this are in Europe. And that's, you know, that's fine. They're like 6 hours ahead. It's like 1, 2 p.m. Base loadout update. Add missing. Confirm update. This is the time for brunch. The branding fits for a lot of people. Load clones 99. Do not fill empty slots because that's silly. The time shouldn't be a factor. The only time you can drink in the morning is on vacation, because on vacation, alcoholism doesn't count. All right, our mods. It's the time we found, C-Squared. That's right. We still have to write the outro song, man. With credits. Daughter gets me out of bed and I join the brunch. My cat gets me out of bed. My cat just comes into the room screaming every morning. Screaming, feed me. Yes, but preferably type /mod score in one of the bot stuff channels so that it's not clogged up. How did I do on my GACs? I went 3-0 last week. This week so far, I'm 1-1. My second match was a very close match. I ended up losing because I dropped Afra on Jabba. So I did pump up my Afra my Afra relic levels for next week so that I can use that a little bit more reliably. You can always counter with I'm on holiday. Yes, so if you're not synced up to OmegaBot, you do need to type in your ally code. A lot of people are obviously synced up to Omega. Did I try Cobb? I tried Cobb in the first week against Hondo, and it lost. But I did very low... I went very low effort on Cobb in terms of relic levels. My Cobb was relic 7. My Jawas were relic 6. Lobot relic 6. Cup was obviously relic 9 because for $10, of course he's going to be relic 9. My mods were kind of in the middle. So I lost to the Hondo fight, but I definitely can see how it'll win. So I did end up bringing some of those relic levels up as well for next week. I did not go as high as you have, user. But I'll show you where my relic levels are in a second for Cobb. So you can kind of see. I didn't want to try it against Jabba because my relic levels were still low and I was not super happy with it. So like let's see, constables. So I brought Cobb up to 8, Lobot back up to 7. And then my Jawas are both at 7 now. So I basically brought everybody up by 1 relic level. And we'll see if that helps in this coming week as I'm still learning the team. There's just a lot mechanically going on with the team. Yeah, R6, exactly. And it was basically facing relic 9 teams. So I wasn't mad when it didn't win. It was kind of like, oh, I get it. I just don't have the relic material, the signal data, with the raid coming up to comfortably take them much higher. But I brought them up a little bit. I did use Cobb to clean up the Jabba, and still with low relic levels, like it won the cleanup. But it was not doing a lot of damage. So I do think... Oh, come on. I do think having that extra relic level will help going into next week. Am I ready for Zero Company? You know, Zero Company was not on my radar originally. Why won't we get the stun? Zero Company was not on my radar originally. I don't typically buy new games, but I do like tactics games. So I am going to be getting Zero Company. I am kind of excited for it. Not a ton is a code for none. It is. We have no news. I am excited for it. I am a little annoyed that it's coming out at the end of the summer. I personally would really like to be able to stream it every day, and I'm only going to be able to stream it for like a week before school starts. I really want to like basically name all of my troopers after people within the community, within the Discord community, the people who chat here a lot. I've already told Meathead that I will be naming one of my commanders after him. You know, and just kind of doing a playthrough where, obviously, hopefully not everybody dies, but knowing me, everybody will end up dying. Well, yeah, because chat is moving fast today. I see the cat comment. We gotta not hit you. Sometimes chat moves really fast. Sometimes chat does not move really fast, and you just gotta, like, go with it. Do we... Vance will almost definitely... Vance will almost definitely be one of the characters in my squad. And he's gonna be the one character that survives. He'll be the one character when you get like that 95% chance of hit who actually does hit. Ooh. Might we actually get a max score here? That seems to not happen a lot anymore. Let's find out. Ooh, maybe. Nice. Look at that. The character who looks dumb will be Vance. And he'll be the one that makes it to the end. Everybody else will die. And Vance will be the one character who survives till the end. The Egnards character, the leader, will die immediately. But I will be buying it on launch day. You know, unfortunately, I can only stream in the mornings, you know, because I try not to let it interfere with family time. But I will probably stream it daily in the morning while I'm learning the game. And again, I'm not super great at those games. So everybody's going to die. And we will be playing it with, you know, without saving and letting our characters kind of get screwed. There will be no save scumming. It's more accurate than CG sharing information. Let's load our base loadout. Four units in the loadout have fewer than 6 mods. Okay, well that's because those 4 units in the loadout are new units that don't have anything, I think. I don't think I have any normal characters that don't have mod slots attached. What's the best way to get mod materials for 6 stars? Listen, Hobnob, I started doing, I did a video, did a video a few days ago about how I have started to handle my mods. I'll show you what I basically do once Hot Utils finishes resetting my mods. It's taken a little while, and that's okay. It's doing its best. We're here to support it. It's almost there. Come on, Hot Utils. You just gotta finish up. There we go. Is that the KOTOR sequel that's supposed to be coming out? Fallen of the Old Republic? The fuck is that? Let's see. Fate of the Old Republic is an upcoming narrative-driven action RPG serving as a spiritual successor to KOTOR. It is being developed by Arknot Studios. I'm going to be honest with you. I grew up playing RPGs. I grew up playing, you know, lots of those kind of games. I will probably get Fate of the Old Republic eventually. I played Knights of the Old Republic, the first one. Compared to the other RPGs that I was playing at the time, it didn't wow me. I've never played Knights of the Old Republic 2. Fate of the Old Republic. I mean, I guess I'm going to have to play Knights of the Old Republic too. Maybe I'll do that this summer. To find it, kind of finish that out. What is it on Steam? Can I get Knights of the Old Republic on Steam? Let's see. Store. Of the Old Republic. Ooh, it's $3. I mean, maybe I will just get it and play it this summer just to give me something to do so that I can be ready for it. I don't know if I'll launch Fate of the Old Republic, though. Old of the Old Republic. I like buying on Steam just so my games are all in one place, personally. Yeah, I mean, I have Epic, I have GOG, but Steam does have it. And I'm not on Steam a lot because I don't have the time, but, you know, my Steam name is Egnar, Egnar. And, you know, if anybody is there and sees me online, say hi if I'm online. All right, so modding. Here's what I do for mods. I do 6 refreshes on mods every day. I generally buy whatever thing I'm lowest on at that time. I obviously, just because of MK1, I have so much of this stuff right now. It's really the MK1 capacitors that are holding me back, so I usually will be on 2C. Every once in a while, I'll do the 6 mod stuff over here if I'm a little bit higher on those things. I do buy mods themselves sometimes. I might go like a week where I buy, you know, 12 Battle Seer, 12, 12, 12, 12, just to kind of build up my reserves. But then I also daily will go through the mod store. Those refreshes are only 15. You can do 99 refreshes here. Ask me how I know, and I'll do. It depends on the day. You know, I'll look through here and I'll see if there's any mods that I like. If there's anything interesting that sparks my fancy, and I will buy like actual mods from here. Nah, potency. This is not a bad mod if it wasn't at 2x. You know, sometimes you don't get anything that's interesting. I don't like this. I don't like defense as a primary on a speed set. So far, okay. I mean, this is worth a chance. Could possibly be something good. Weeks before CG ups to crystal. The answer is user. That is the answer. The answer is user. Yeah, I mean, and I was saying too to somebody yesterday, one of my members asked me about this. I will buy 4-speed mods if they are purple or gold, because you get enough free refreshes to see if it's going to become anything useful. So we will buy that. I won't buy them if they're blue, though, because you don't get enough of them for free. Enough of it for free. See, no offense secondary here, so we're not going to buy that. If you are an episode pass purchaser, using episode currency on mods, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. If this was not ship building materials, I probably would buy that. You have to have, it's got to be like perfect if it is a shipbuilding material thing. All flat stats, this kind of sucks. So we're not going to buy that. I'm not really getting lucky today. If this was offense percent, I'd buy this. I will take a chance on that one. Five speed. I will take a chance on that one. Do I have a 30 speed mod? I don't. My highest mod is a 29 speed. I think I have 2 of them. Let me see. We could check here. go up into my admin area. I have 129 speed mod. I have 628 speed mods. I'm really trying to reduce my 10 speed mods and try to bring a lot more of them up. I have 22 mods that are 0 speed, but they're probably on super crappy characters. I do have... No, someone's gonna... Let me just change the orders here. Let's see. This can actually... We have 282 left here. This can keep going. This is done. This will get there by itself. This can actually go up to 600 now. It's mods. That's why. I try to keep my shipbuilding materials to about 20 million or so. And if it goes over 20 million, I do start buying a lot more shipbuilding material mods. I feel like 20 million is a good enough spot where if they release 2 or 3 ships at a time, that I'm pretty good. Next conquest, Monday after July 4th. That is correct. You just need more of your energy to go towards mods. One of my big regrets on this account is that for the first like 6 years of playing, I did not do any mod refreshes at all. I only spent what I was given. And that really put me in a position where I'm not getting the amount of stuff that I should be getting. I should have more mods. What's up, Snorlax?
You definitely should have more mods. Mods
Well,
are never bad to have.
no, and that's one of my big regrets in the account is those first 6 years or so not doing that. But as I became more ingrained in the community and as I became more competitive the last 3.5 years or so, I have really tried to push my mod battles and my mod stuff as much as I possibly can. Am I going to make
I've also been pushing them for the last 13 months of my account's existence.
Well, that's your whole account, so you did something smart. You listened. You listened to me.
Whoa, was it you? And I listened to Nooch, man.
Well, okay. We'll moving right along.
Whoa.
No, I have nothing bad to say about Nooch. It just becomes a divisive topic where I start yelling at people. The voice of reason has arrived. Yes, my sidekick over here. Am I going to do
your sidekick? I'm the main character.
People have said, wow, you know, he should be on there more, and I'm like, okay, all right, chat,
Yeah.
fuck you guys. Oh, damn it, that's the 5th F-bomb of today. We're trying to limit my F-bombs.
Hashtag replace Fat Phil with Snorlax for real.
Well, what your 12, 13 hours, we would be doing filming at like 8 a.m. your time.
Yes. Sounds like a terrible idea, and I'll be working.
Yeah, so there you go. That's why Moonborn and I were going to do Zeta Protocol, but I was like, Moon, man, like... And I'm glad I didn't because he ended up quitting the game like a month later, but he's in Germany. And so there's literally the times in which we can do things together are so crazy rare that it made it too hard to make that work. But
It's time to move to America.
I did have an important question here. Am I going to make a conquest guide for Jedi Leia? I might. And I might only because it's summer and I have more time. I have found my conquest guides over the last year. I feel like they're not as important to the community as they were over a year ago. I think the last important one that I did was probably the Luthen conquest, and that was a long time ago. I feel like conquest has become so much more about the survival feats, and the survival feats are not They're not hard to do. It's always take your weak guy and put it with insert the strong team. Take your weak guy, put it with Slicker. Take the weak guy, put it with Leia.
Like,
Take the weak guy,
okay,
if they're light side, put them with Rey, right? Like, I feel like the need for those conquest guides has significantly gone down in the last year to a year and a half, if not longer. And it's just a ton of my time spent for not really that much interesting anymore.
I kind of spent on telling people to put the weak character late.
Take the weak character and get them laid.
Whoa.
Get them laid. Yeah, I mean, look, let's look at these feats right now, right? Like, if we were to go to the data mine, okay, so Sector 1, retaliate 15 times. That's easy. Retaliate's on 100 characters. Grant at least 100 buffs. There's 10 different teams that you can throw 100 buffs at. They're mostly light side. Throw JMK with Grandmaster Yoda.
Or just throw power with Grandmaster Yoda.
Anybody. It's not a hard thing. Attempt to inflict 300 damage over time. Darth Vader.
For the new players, man. You need to look at the new players, Egnards.
But it's not so much, the new players shouldn't be expecting to get red crate. And it's not it's not that it's hard for them. It's either you can do it or you can't. That's what it comes down to. You can do it or you can't. It's not like in the past, it was like, all right, you have to get 50 Grandmasters training, and one character has Grandmasters training, and that one character, has a 3-turn cooldown on that ability, and now we have to figure out how to get that one done. Retaliate versus retribution. I might be mixing up those two things. If retaliate is only on that one team that I'm now thinking of, let's see.
I think I know. Oh, yes.
Yeah, the new
retaliate is a bitch.
Retaliate. Right. So retaliate is primarily on newer teams. It's on ISB. Colonel Ward has it. R5 has it, or at least has an interaction with it. Or not.
It'll matter for like the second or third conquest onwards, I think.
Oh, because I'm on the wrong thing for him. I'm on somebody's actual account. That's why. Hold on. Let me go to like actual.gg, so I'm not looking at just their
stream
account.
Your point of view.
Retaliate. There it is. Dark Side Ray has it. Quiggled has it.
Yes, Dark Side. I think Dark Side Ray is probably the easiest one. But it only gets 5.
End of each turn, if Quiggle is taunting, he gains 1 stack of retaliate for every 2 stacks of profit. Fine. Gungans, retaliate with phalanx. I can't spell retaliate. Raise the shield. It doesn't seem retaliate on DS Ray. First order allies gain retaliate, right? Like it's not difficult. Win 10 battles with KX security droid surviving. I have ISB, but I'm going to take KX security droid and I'm going to throw him in a slicker team because that's just easier. 10 battles with Dark
you
Trooper.
Just your ISB, man.
No,
you have R9 ISB.
But I don't want to. Why would I do that?
Don't you have them at R9?
I do. I have them at R9. I have them at R9, but I can take Slicker and I can throw Slicker with DS Ray, and DS Ray is going to be the fastest way for me to get that retaliate. And I can throw KX security droid in there.
But then you get 1 less retaliate every single snap.
Doesn't matter. Win 20 battles with Velsartha. What I am going to do for Sector 1 is Slicker, DS Ray, Hux, KX security droid, and Velsartha. Like, that's what I'm going to do. Because it's just the easiest way for me to do this.
That's one part of your video done. Okay, guys, confirmed. Egnards is going to do the video. He's already halfway there.
I don't find my my conquest guides to be as useful to the community as they used to be. So I might do it, Snorlax, but only because I have the time, because it's summer. And it also relies on Moonborn, you know, like he has to have the time to put the infographics together. So I might do it. We'll see what happens. But it comes down to a lot of survival feats. The only thing that really pisses me off is this stupid, and I don't care about the F-bomb right now, but this stupid fucking Rebel Network buff that you have to get in Sector 4. It is god awful. It is so goddamn stupid that we have this fucking feat. Again, I don't care. Here is where I get to curse. It is such a crap tier feat where you have to force one of your characters to die. And if you have high level characters, it sucks. It just sucks. It's going to suck to do. I'm going to skip it. There are going to be people who cannot skip that feat. And what's even worse is like mid-game whales who did whale on the Rebel Fighter team, who can't do it because they don't have Luthen. There are players who have been playing for less than a year.
There's a Luthen LSB. You're not through well if you didn't buy that and have the full R9 Rebel Fighter team.
I don't disagree with you. But I'm going to tell you, after I did that video, there are people who commented, hey, like I got my 7-star Andor characters and I don't have Luthen, you know. Maybe it was a mistake for them.
Why?
Maybe it was a mistake for them to not buy that LSB. It probably was a mistake for them. But it's not. It's just, it's kind of screwed up for those players too.
No, but then okay, you think about it, right? Your Rebel Fighter team without
I agree.
Luthen,
I agree with you. I understand you. I fully understand that. But
like,
not everybody.
Regardless of the Rebel Network, it's just a bad idea.
It is not a good feat. I told Meathead that. He told me he would pass it along to the team. Then I did the video. Then I did the Reddit post. It is the only feat that forces you to get 2 or less conquest cards. Forces you to do that. And that's messed up. Can I do it later on a Datacron node? Of course I can. But every single node should at least offer you the option to attempt to build it while also progressing naturally through conquest. And that really, really, really annoys me so very much, more than anything else. And it's the only thing that I am truly mad about in this upcoming conquest more than anything else. And again, Jeremy, 7, 8 F-bombs. These F-bombs here, this is my rant for the day. This is where those F-bombs are warranted, because it just really pisses me off. And the other thing that pisses me off too is that when you do a video like that, I need alcohol. When you do a video like that and then people comment, and I had like 15, 20 comments of people going, what's the big deal? Just skip it. That's not the fucking point. That's not the fucking point of it. The point of it is, I don't care, man. It's not like, understand that the point of it isn't that I can skip it. I can skip it and I will skip it. The point of it is that it is terrible design and it is not healthy for conquest or for the game. And if players keep treating things as like, what's the big deal? It doesn't affect me, so who cares? Then more bad shit happens. People need to start looking at problems in the game and understand it from the point of view of other players. And there are times that problems are unwarranted. When people go like, oh, I'm in the mid game and I can't get flawed signal data. I don't get enough of it. CG needs to open up access. Yeah, it would be nice. But flawed signal data is an intended gate. It is an intended stop point to make you spend money. And that's literally the only point for the game. They're never going to change that. It's not bad game design. It is the game's design. But people at all levels bring up very reasonable issues, and other people will be like, well, it doesn't affect me, so I don't care. And this is what I was saying with the
I
feat
do agree
disc.
with this bullshit. And end of the day, the feat is completely and
It is
utterly
bullshit.
That I will agree.
This is
Even if I'm not going for red crate, it is bullshit.
This is what I was talking about with the feat disc, right? Because like I have all R9, R10 Rebel fighters. It's going to be much harder for me to do this. This is what I was talking about with the feat disc being a terrible fix for Relic Delta in Conquest. And everyone was like, just use the disc and then it's not a problem. Shut up, Egnards. But this is exactly why. This is why I wanted to. Yeah, we need sound bites. This is why I wanted to talk about it when it first came out, because I knew this kind of shit would be pulled. I knew that it would progress to this. And this is what I was telling people. I was saying, don't think about the Gungans. I have R10 Gungans. Don't think about, oh, just the R10 Gungans team. Think about every team and how it'll progress and affect you personally with a different feat in the future. And they have now brought out something that makes it even harder. And the feat disc doesn't even help it. I don't think it's malicious either, Scott. I fully think that it was ignorance. I think it was fully and 100% ignorance, but I doubt that they are going to change it. They can easily. I doubt that they're going to change it.
Malicious enough to intentionally do it.
I think that a lot of the decisions that CG makes in this regard are decisions that are not malicious. I just don't think that they fully understand the implications of some of their decisions. And you know what? Like, look, we just had a beta for Relic Delta, and you have a beta team of people who have proven, like, hey, they can be trusted. There was information that we were allowed to share. There was information we were not allowed to share until like a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, until something was ironed out. Nobody leaked anything. Send us those feats ahead of time. You already have a built-in group willing to do it. Send us those feats and say, do you see anything that is malicious? Do you see anything that's really stupid? And of course, some people will say this is going to be hard for new players because they don't have this team. Okay, that's intended. Like that, you can still get around that. But every one of us would have pointed out and said Rebel Network. Every single one of us would have said this is not great design. I did not intend to go on a 20-minute rant about this, but that's just where we're at right now. Like, it actually truly enrages me that something like that would be put through. It really, really fundamentally annoys me beyond any measure that can be possibly annoyed, because it is just, it's not, again, I don't think it's malicious, but it's just so brain dead and so against any type of interesting theory crafting that they could have possibly done. It is what it is, though. You know, it's not going to get changed because they're not going to hotfix it. They're not going to put in a hotfix patch before the next conquest. And they're not going to change it for the conquest after that. Why would they? So I think that we are stuck with it, even though I think it is a terrible, terrible, terrible feat for this game right now. Okay. It is, we are at what? We're at the 140 mark. We have done everything that we need to do in the game. Order 66 and Fracture in the past. Order 66 and Fracture in the past, both super annoying feats. But they could still be done without 2-starring. Order 66 was a super annoying feat where I literally had to take all my data discs off to do it quickly. Fracture was a super annoying disc when Thrawn was the only one who could do it. But there were ways around it. People were throwing Thrawn lead with Watt. and with like Armorer and with Hoda and having it so that nobody could do any damage and you could get a lot of them. That was actually, as annoying as it was kind of interesting because there was real theory crafting you could do there. But in order to do this feat, your character literally has to die. And that just it's not right. Okay, we have nothing left in game. We have roster reviews, which is normally what happens when Snorlax pops in here because he likes telling me I'm wrong about people's rosters. That's probably why he came in and then he got hit with a rant. This is where I would normally take a 2-minute break to grab some water and we'd throw on the music and we go boo doo boo 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 ba da ba da ba dee ba ba dee beep ba ba, right, like that. But Snorlax is here. And we all know Snorlax is great at entertaining the crowd while I'm gone.
Oh, shit.
He doesn't at all stutter and go, I don't know what to talk about for 2 minutes. But we are going to put him on the spot to annoy you guys for the next 2 minutes while I go fill up my water. And look, you got Dan in here too, who for some reason gets a free ride into the members chat because I love him too much and I keep forgetting to take him off of the chat. So screw you, Dan.
Hey,
I will be
until
right
you
back.
do, I'm gonna come in here.
Free is free. Wait, is he gone? The Egnards is gone. Anyways, chat. So I think everybody can know that if you do want your conquest guide, what you can do very simply is just to spam ping Egnards. It's definitely the correct thing to do. You'll definitely not get annoyed by it, and you'll definitely not backfire. Other than that, how's everyone's day? You know, how's everyone holding up on this lovely day? It's the start of summer, end of June. It's hot in a lot of countries. World Cup season. How's everybody doing with that? And for those who are betting, I'm sure there are gonna be some of you. How is it going? Hopefully, you guys are not losing a shit ton of money.
Funny story. When one of the first major double drop days came around, quite literally, I think there was like 5 Reddit topics and I think a dozen pings on Discord of people asking me for the math, like 5 minutes after it was announced. And it was like, guys,
Sounds like it.
calm down. Like, and I wasn't anywhere near as well known at the time, but it was like, dude, you guys got to give me a little bit of time so that I can actually do the math, right? Like, relax. Dan, how are you doing today, though?
I'm good. A lot's happened in the last month since I hopped in here. Progressed quite a bit.
Okay. I wasn't asking about your roster, though. I was asking about you.
Oh, how am I doing? Well, I started a new job in June, and I just wrapped up my first month of that, which has been really nice.
Making the big boy money, I hope.
Yeah, it was like a 25% raise, I think, for moving. So that was well received with the economy the way it is.
I need one of those. Damn. I'm gonna have to definitely
Not to do that as a teacher.
not as a teacher. Actually, next year
25%.
next year I get a longevity bonus because I've been with my district for 10 years, but it's $1,000, which really over the course of 10 months is not that much.
Whoa, why you go?
But it's still nice.
Are you getting free
No,
money?
it's still nice. It's nice. I get my longevity bonus. I'm happy with it. But like when you split it out, it's not a ton, but it's still a bonus. It's still
Hey,
something. I will
money
take it.
is money. That's how people have to.
It's kind of funny how you
Knowledge.
view money too once you start playing games or like buying food, and you're like, man, if I just work one more hour, I can buy that slice of bundle that I really want, or I can buy like 2 more hamburgers.
I kind of do that, and it's disgusting to me. I have this really bad relationship with money in terms of like buying things. I don't buy things for myself a lot because You know, I grew up in a family where I didn't really want for anything, but I definitely wasn't. My parents were not. They weren't even middle class. My dad worked like 4 jobs to make sure that we didn't realize that we were not well off. So what ends up happening is anytime I buy something, I feel terrible about it. You know, I bought a $4 Ninja Turtles game on the Switch like a month ago. And then the next day I bought the $3 DLC, and it took me a week to be able to rationalize and be like, okay, no, it's okay that I spend $3 on a DLC for a game that I'm going to play a little while. You know, like yesterday I went out for drinks. I was with Phil, and we had drinks, and I came home and my wife wanted to order dinner, and I have the money to order dinner. But in my head, I was like, oh no, like I can't order dinner tonight. Like, oh, I just spent money on drinks. And I constantly playing that rationalization game in my game, regardless of what my bank account looks like. And I'm trying to break the habit.
I
I'm
used to
doing
do
it.
that with every purchase of a game that I did, where
I still
I was
do.
like, okay, this game is $50. How many hours of enjoyment will I get out of it? Like, is it going to be 10 hours or 50 hours? Like, can I get $1 per hour out of this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
It's
Slay the Spire 2 has been so valued for
what
me.
was?
Slay the Spire 2.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
well, I
good
mean,
game.
that was another example. Like Slay the Spire 2, it was only like what, $30, $20, $30. But like I bought it, and I didn't play it anywhere near as much as you did, but I played it for a few weeks, and in my head, um, I was like
I mean, just
very,
play
very,
casually now
very
and then. You know,
much.
it's a great game to just hop on randomly and just play one.
It is.
D.
It's something that I do. I will play every once in a while. And I recognize
And they're still
that it
balancing it.
is.
They're getting updates.
Well, it was early access, right? So I played it in the beginning, and I'm gonna wait like a year, and I'm gonna go back in, and I'm gonna play it again in about a year when they've done a bunch of balancing things, and they've
Oh, you
updated
should play it
things, and
now.
they've
They
changed
changed so
things.
many things. There's a new boss.
I'm sure.
There's a new.
I'm sure. It is
There's a lot of
definitely
new
one of
things.
those games that I will go back to a few times. And I recognize that it's not an endearing personality quirk. I've never said it was an endearing personality quirk. I quite literally did say, I am, you know, that it is a problem. I've quite literally said that I do have a very bad relationship with money in terms of buying myself things. Like I fully recognize that and understand that. User has definitely been he has definitely helped that in the sense that even though I know it's his money, I have to buy it on my card first. So I'm getting more used to pushing the button saying yes, spend money. Um, but it depends on the thing. Like if my wife and I go see a Broadway show and we go into the city, my relationship with money when we spend time together, when it's money spent on us, I don't care. I will spend any amount of money. We'll go to a Broadway show. We will get the overpriced drinks. We will go to a steakhouse. We'll have a fancy ass dinner. You know, we will get a hotel room so that we don't have to take a midnight bus home. I don't care about that. That is fine. But when it comes to smaller things, literally just for myself, I'm like, do I really need this? Is this something that's going to really help me? Do I have that $10 to spend? And the answer is always, dude, you're okay. You can do that. But those calculations always happen in my head anytime it's a personal purchase for something that is not like a legitimate need. Whew. All right. Wow. This turned into
Anyways.
something. This turned into
Yeah,
something else. Look at that.
Anyways, during the break, I asked people what they were doing for the World Cup. Looks like they're US fans, they're South Africa fans.
I know. My
No one
kitchen's
answered my
right
question
there.
about if they're gaining or losing money on betting, though.
I keep my headphones in when you're there
Oh,
just to see that you're not saying super mean things to me about me.
whoa! I will never be too mean. Just spam your DMs.
Just spam my DMs. Everybody spams my DMs. The problem with spamming my DMs is when I get like 40 DMs, I answer like 10 of them, or I go, "Oh, I will
And you
answer
ignore
this
like half of
later,"
them.
and then I forget, and then people get mad at me, and I go, look, I'm not trying to be like, don't you know who I am? But like, you do understand that I do get a very high volume of DMs. So I'm not somebody that can answer in 5 minutes a lot of the time.
Guys, actually, I think we should not DM the Egnards. He's a very busy man, as we all know.
Is that your
I found
British?
that the shirtless gym selfies work pretty well.
I never respond to the shirtless gym selfies, but I do appreciate them and laugh about them on stream.
Wait, Dan, are you on the treadmill or in the gym?
He definitely is.
I do. This is a running joke, pun intended, that I am on the treadmill during all of the roster reviews. So if he does like 3, it's not that big of a deal. But like a couple of weeks ago, he did like 5 or 6, and it was like
I think I was there. I told him to do one more, and
Yes.
and his primary consideration was that, oh, Dan will be on the treadmill longer. Let's do it.
I actually think we broke Dan, if I remember correctly. He's like, "Screw you guys! I'm getting off of the treadmill."
You did.
I did.
You absolutely did.
And we haven't even gotten to the roster reviews yet
You
today.
went past 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and what time? Oh, it's 9. Shit, we got to get started on this. All right, we do. We have reviews today. Most gaming now is sitting down and playing Fortnite for 20 minutes with your 7-year-old. Yeah, my gaming is Swugga. People are like, "Oh, do you play this game? Do you play that game?" And I'm like, I work 12 to 14 hours a day, and I'm doing content for Swugga. What time do I have to play other games most of the year? And the answer is almost always like, I don't have the time. But most modern gaming doesn't interest me in the same way that I was interested as a kid, because I grew up playing RPGs, JRPGs, cinematic masterpieces, games that took 80 hours, 100 hours. Now that I don't have the time, I have lost all interest in any game that wastes my time. If you have a 30-minute tutorial, I'm over it. If you have a giant 15-minute cinematic in the beginning of the game, if I can't skip it, I am refunding that on Steam and I'm done with it. I have no desire. I gravitate towards now games like Slay the Spire, where I can play for 15 minutes and I can quit and I can go about my day. And then on days that I have a lot of time, I can go in and I can play for 3 hours if I want to, but I don't have time to sit there and watch cinematics, to watch movies, to see all of. I just want to play the stupid game.
Oh, I think one other reason why I will come back to Slay the Spire is I also watch a lot of YouTube content for it. I like watching the content. It's always fun.
You'd be surprised to learn that I don't watch any content about any game, about anything.
Ever. I will not be that surprised.
I
Anything.
can't. I can't do it. I know it's kind of silly being a part of that industrial complex, but I cannot sit down and watch.
I mean, I don't think it's that uncommon.
Maybe. I don't know. I just know that YouTube, Twitch are very popular with people, and I just could never really get into it. If I am on a Twitch stream, it's somebody from the Swugga community, and I'm chatting with them more than anything else. They're on in the background while I'm doing something else, and I'm actively chatting or giving them problems. Zero Company. We were actually chatting about Zero Company earlier. It is a game that I am going to get, and it is a game we are going to play. Pokemon games? No, I gave up. I used to love the Pokemon games, and even as an adult, the last one that I played was the one, I don't remember what region it was, but the one that was supposed to be Hawaii, the tropical one.
I remember. I don't remember the name, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, isn't that where it's like the alternate universe shit?
I have no idea, but it was meant to be like the Hawaii Islands kind of version, because every map is based off of a region in the world. And I returned it. I didn't return it because it was too long, but I ended up selling it because Pokemon is a game that, like, once you get started, once you're in the game, yes, Sun and Moon. Once you're in the game, you can sit there and play. But the first 3 hours of that game is basically all tutorial. You're dragged in every different direction while the game is explaining throwing a Pokeball, about ultimates, about becoming your tropical version, about how to beat bosses. The first 3 hours is always so freaking exhausting to play because it doesn't treat you like an adult. There needs to be The Witcher 3 had this great feature. I had never played Witcher 2, Witcher 1, But when you went into The Witcher 3 and you got to the first tutorial, they basically in universe said like, hey, do you want to watch the tutorial? Or have you played the other games? And if I go into Pokemon and say, hey, I've played 10 Pokemon games, don't treat me like I don't know how to throw a Pokeball and I have to like follow this guy and then I have to throw a Pokeball and I have to have it explained to me. Like, don't treat me like I'm dumb. But then there's a kid who's never played Pokemon before. Fine, he has to go through that tutorial. It has always been this thing in the Pokemon games. And in the early games, it was not a big deal. Because in the early games, all they needed to teach you about was like throw the Pokeball. So it was like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And as
I would like to interrupt you to say that we have a new channel member.
We do. We have a new channel member on YouTube. That is true.
Welcome.
Jim got it. Yes, you're better at
thank you.
You're better at doing things than I am, because I was like, I will congratulate him after the rant about gaming these days.
Well,
make sure to connect YouTube to Discord so that you can join us in members chat, which is where we all make fun of Fat Phil and tag
exactly.
Fat
Where's
Phil.
the Arten Wampa, man? Where's the Arten Wampa?
We tag him all day, every day. And it becomes a funny part of the experience of being a member is the members chat. Yeah. But you know what, Ani, like the issue is kids like my 7-year-old would quick read and click through. Like it's not necessarily an issue if your 7-year-old does that, you know, and there should be a way to go back to those tutorials. It's okay to say, hey, I need to go back to a tutorial. But I have
habitual tutorial skipper in every game.
I will skip a tutorial in every game, and sometimes I will realize there's a very specific like advanced mechanic that I go, oh shit, I need to go back. And it's great when a game says, here's the list of the tutorials, you can replay it. And then I can find that mechanic and I can go
like
find the tutorial.
20 hours you learn that you can block.
Yeah. Well, it's actually
what
funny.
I do usually is I just watch a YouTube video.
It's funny because Moonborn and I have been playing Grounded. That's our game right now. And it's a survival game. It's like The Forest. But you're basically a 12-year-old kid who is shrunk down and you're in your own backyard. And for the first like 3 weeks of us playing this, we were having so much trouble fighting like ants. Like, man, these ants are so freaking hard. And then I started using block and I was like, oh, this is not a game where you can just go in there with your like little sword and slash at things. You actually need to block things. This has become so much easier. But Pokemon, I haven't played a game since then, and it sucks because I did enjoy those games so much. I enjoyed them so much, but I cannot sit through those first 3 hours of doing these little things. I cannot do it anymore. I need things that I can just jump into. I can play. I gravitate towards roguelikes for that reason now because they don't do that. They have very quick cinematics. You get to play, you die, you play, you die, you play, you die. They're what I find to be more interesting now.
Yeah, Slay the Spire.
Like you like the cycling nature.
Slay the Spire is a good game. It's a game that I'm gonna wait a few months until I jump back into it because I like seeing major differences. I was an early purchaser of Prison Architect, and I would play it for like 20, 30 hours, and then I'd stop, and then I'd come back next year, and I'd be like, oh wow, there's all these really cool new things that they've done over that year. And I kind of enjoy that. So Slay the Spire is the type of game I will come back to. We have been trying to start roster reviews for the last half hour.
Have we been?
We have. I'm enjoying the conversation, but I don't want to get too behind.
We've been trying to yap for the last 30 minutes.
I'm down for a good conversation, man. I really am. But I also, we have to conform to the masses, and we need to tell these people how to build their rosters because they are like, oh, we didn't listen to your next 800 your last 800 reviews that are all the same.
And with that, we'll be tuning into roster reviews.
I can't like. Is this your British, like you're half British, half
So
American
that's the
accent?
announcer voice. And with that, ladies and
No, it's-
gentlemen, we are going
random
to
gaming
the
thing.
roster reviews.
No, it's
What's the
Roster review.
GTA 6 pre-orders? Did you see that? That there was
Lord.
like 39 million without
Yeah.
any game info at all, and it's made like $3 billion.
it's made so much money. I'm not
It's
I'm not a
console
GTA
only for
person.
that.
I've literally never played a GTA game ever. I will not be playing it. What kind of annoys me is their whole thing. I did notice, I was reading up about it because it is interesting gaming news. That their physical edition will not have a disc. It'll just have a code. The hell is the point? What is the point of a physical edition if you're just putting a code in a box?
Their reasoning is to prevent leaks.
No, that's not their reasoning.
Their reasoning. I never say I agree. I just say that's what they said.
But that's not what the reasoning is. Their reasoning, they'll never say this, but their reasoning is we don't want you reselling the game because we want more sales. And that is the way that the industry is going right now. Is
True.
we don't want
And also,
you.
you never actually own the game.
Yeah, I don't
That's
care.
nothing.
I honestly don't care about that. I know a lot of people do care about that. You know, they're like, don't buy digital movies because you don't actually own it. I would rather take a chance on a $10 movie that I'll have for a decade than to have 1,000 Blu-rays in my house. I don't have space for that. But I am somebody as a gamer who likes to buy games and then resell them on Facebook Marketplace 2 weeks later. So a game on a console that does not have a physical edition, unless it's like a $10 game or a $20 game maximum, it's a hard no for me. A full price game, I want to play it. I want to enjoy it. I want to get rid of it. I don't want it sitting around. I'm not going to replay it. It does annoy me that they're going the way of like, oh, well, we're just going to have this box with a code in it.
That's kind of bullshit, to be honest.
Grax, I did hear about that recently, and I want to clarify when I say like it doesn't bother me, it does bother me that they're doing that, but I don't, it's not a concern of me if I buy a digital movie. If I buy a digital movie, it's because it's kind of like, all right, I can rent it for $3 or I can buy it for $10, and this is a movie that I am going to watch every year. You know, like my wife and I have a tradition of watching 80 for Brady every year at the start of football season. We love the movie. It's dumb. You get a little bit drunk. You watch 80 for Brady. That's the start of the football season. I'd rather buy it for $10 than have to rent it every year. And if I get 3 or 4 years out of that before they pull it from me, I've saved money. I don't think it's right that they're able to pull those licenses. I do think it is
the
a problem.
ROI for movie
It is.
purchase.
It is me calculating like, well, if I can watch this for a few years, then it's more worth it. I don't want it on Blu-ray because I don't have room for Blu-rays. You know, we have a very small contingent of Blu-rays and DVDs
Which is why you save it for the great movies.
Yeah,
that
I
you
mean,
will want to watch.
we'll
And
get them every once in a while. But even like if I have a movie on Blu-ray, I was having this discussion with somebody. We're just not going to get to reviews at all today. I was having this discussion a few days ago with somebody on Reddit, and he was like, "Oh, well, the quality of a Blu-ray is 4 times that of streaming, and streaming this." I don't care. I don't care. I am not somebody that cares about graphic fidelity unless it looks like absolute garbage.
which basically only happens at like the start. When
Which
people
only
are
happens at
filming
the
in
very,
cinema.
very start when you're like, yeah, and that, I mean, I used to watch like, I saw The Phantom Menace in theaters, and then my brother bought a bootleg copy, and I watched one of those old cinema, like filmed from a camcorder videos. But I have movies on disc that I would rather stream because I don't want to go upstairs to where my Blu-rays are and get the Blu-ray. I don't want to put it into my PlayStation.
Bridget
So
let them out.
Nope.
Who let the dogs out? Ooh,
Bridget,
ooh,
I think.
ooh. Oh, Bridget. Would I ever sell my Swugga account if I was done playing the game? Probably not. You don't get any return on your account. I've sold accounts before in WoW. In WoW, I sold my druid. I was a main healing druid in vanilla. I sold my account right before the expansion, Burning Crusade. I got $950. About a month later, the guy tried to take his money back and submit a thing with eBay. And this was before eBay had like digital content issues. I ended up winning the dispute. And then I took the account back from him as well. So I got the $950 and my account back. And I ended up selling it again right after the Burning Crusade came out for another $500. So as like a 21-year-old getting $1,300 for your WoW account, it was quite nice. But I what's my account worth? $1,000. I mean, $1,000 is nice, but it's in the grand scheme. Well, I'm almost 40. I have huge bills to pay. That barely even scratches the surface. It's not even worth it to me, anyway.
Yeah, I sold my WoW account too, but I was like broke college kid.
Yeah,
That money went a long
$1,000
way.
in college is totally different. I was like, oh my God, I have so much money. You know, back then when I did that, I was like, I am rich. So, you know, it's different when your bills change. You kind of go, it's not as big of a deal. All right. We have to do a couple of reviews. We have to.
Do we?
We do. We have to because there's
Sounds
people
like you're
who have
very,
been
you're very
waiting.
pleased to just talk.
I love a good conversation. I really do. But these people have been waiting, and I am a people pleaser to some extent, and some of them are premium reviews, and we don't want to leave those people hanging. So let's get into it. What is it? It's let's say 208. Okay, 208. Let's throw these on the screen. This is not the correct roster on screen because we do want to play Guess the GP. There we go. See, DarthZaktan's been waiting. He's like, come on, let's go. DarthZaktan. Hello, Mr. Egnards. I love that people are using the Egnards with the Jar Jar mask emoji, so thank you for that. Is one of them Snorlax again?
No.
The serial
No,
review.
not today. Not today.
I'm a
I'm
new
not getting one
player.
today.
I'm a new player that's been having a lot of fun with the game. I think if I remember correctly, he started in November. You have reviewed me before, and to summarize myself as a player, I recognize that the game is a marathon, so I pursue passive resource income and ROI, even if I do poorly in the short term, to set myself up for long-term success, which is like the smartest thing that a player can do. I also do casual and light spending here and there on high-value things. Do you want? No, I don't. Can we get rid of this? Do I have to go on YouTube now and delete
What's
this
happening?
person? I don't know, some kind of bot that has to do with. Let's get rid of this person.
Annoyed
Messing with my
Nards.
reviews.
Now we have annoyed Nards. No more Egnards.
Can we just like ban him? Hide this user on this channel. Let's remove that. Can I report him? Yes. Report for child abuse. Hide user. There we go. Perfect. I hate that. Screw that. Get rid of that piece of shit. Fuck him. That counts to the swear jar. Top 20 of fleet, 10 executors, 1 profundity, 1 leviathan. Coordinating with fleet shard, no. I recommend it. I know the overlay is, I don't think YouTube deletes it the way that Twitch does, unfortunately. So we can't get rid of it on the overlay. So perfect, Grax. That's perfectly fine. Assault battles, CT3 on, oh my God, this is beautiful. This is a person that's been playing for what, since like November, and all of his assault battles are CT3. Every single one of them. Duel of the Fates is R9. Peridia Patrol is R9. I honestly love that. Going for Pico, because I know how important the mods are to an account. I'm waiting on Lightspeed tokens for Pirate King and using G12 Cairo on other journeys, as I think that is efficient on resources in the long term. It will take me some time to accumulate R8 and R9 materials and mats, signal data anyway for the grind, so I think the timelines will converge soon. If not, I will have to peel the Band-Aid off and G12 Cairo the Pirates. As for shards, I'm farming for Maul requirements for his return and Rogue One Ravenclaw because I should be farming ships until I have... Zaktan, man, you don't even need me. You are repeating, like, if there was an Egnards AI, you know how like AI always has those tells that are like, this is a game, not a reading competition. Like those things, you're hitting every mark on exactly the words that I would say. Should be farming ships until I have all the ships. Raid teams I will figure out and slot in when we find out about that. What things would you add to the farming plan and change? Where would you recommend I take things? Dead set on farming. Dead set on pivoting to what makes the most sense. Efficiency lets me have fun faster. Important PG, Ben is 260. Dark Ray is 330, but he is delayed getting her up because of G12 Cairo scarcity. And the farming plans aforementioned, and because SLKR does what he needs to do for now. BF Soj 260. No, see, man, you're just little me here. Nobody gives a shit about Scion. I fully agree. So knowing what we know about this account, they started in November. All of their assault battles are maxed. They're going for Hondo. They don't have Ben. They don't have Dark Ray, but they have Dark Ray farmed. Because SLKR does what he needs for now. I am going to say that the spending is maybe slightly higher than a light spender, and that we're somewhere around 8.5 million. Do we have any guesses?
I already saw it.
Oh,
I was like pre-looking. I roughly know where it's at,
that's not
but
fun.
Dan can guess if he wants.
Dan?
I don't know. It's a premium review. He's got everything under control. I think he's dialed in. There's been a lot of opportunities for tokens and bundles. So, I mean, we may be like even 9 or 10. Like the game's crazy now.
It is. It's much quicker to jump up with some of those, some of the Lightspeed bundles that come out now. And especially the ones that are at higher relics now. User's saying 8. I'm saying 8.5. You're saying somewhere between 9 and 10. Snorlax is saying that he cheated. Yeah, man, you're 10.7.
Yeah, it's around. Yeah, it was higher.
10.7. I would say, so this is where people get into a little bit of trouble with their account. First of all, beautiful. Assault battles, beautiful. Love it. I'm wondering, we have Ahsoka, so we have the Ahsoka one as well. Ships. We have all of the GL ships. We're just kind of like letting them build up. This is a beautiful account for how quick it's been done. I would say that the big thing here is obviously our Zetas, right? And the people that spend a lot on these Lightspeed bundles, they get put into a position where they do not have the Zeta depth to be able to allow all of their teams to succeed. And these are the people that message me and say, hey, can you do this thing for me? And can you just develop a Zeta chart for me of how I should kind of do my Zetas? Because of how quickly they are moving up. I would say that in the future, for, we're going to call him DZ, even though we also have DarthZaktan, who could be DZ as well. But in the future, even D's nuts.
Whoa! I did not say that.
I'm allowed to say D's nuts. That's not part of the swear jar. I would
Never said it
say that
was.
in the future, even though Zetas are becoming a little bit more available, with them now being in the era battles, especially if you're building. Let's just see where our marquees are out, actually. Active era. Okay, so I think the 5-star tier, you should be able to get the Zetas. I think that's at tier 4. But you should be able to do that with the R5, not R5, 5-star journey guide. Even though we are seeing more Zetas available in the game, I think that I would primarily shift a lot of my spending that isn't era spending towards making sure that I am getting a lot of Zetas, and making sure that I can make my teams as useful as possible. I don't remember the names of them off the top of my head, though. DZ, you obviously have access to my value charts. There are a lot of newer Zeta packs that have a much higher return on them than the older Zeta packs. And I would make sure to prioritize those newer Zeta packs so that you can start working your way through this, because you're going to start noticing a need, especially with like, with Dark Ray and needing Dark Ray soon, and especially with needing New Maul. You're going to have to Zeta New Maul. Hondo, you've got 6 Zetas right there. Like, there's going to be a lot of Zeta strain on your account coming up. And unless an amazing LSB comes out, unless it's for the era to keep yourself consistent with the 5 stars on era, I would really try to knock out as much Zeta deficiency as you possibly can. Though I would not buy I think it's Get 3. No, it's MK3. I would not buy the Zetas for MK3. I think it is a terrible, terrible, terrible deal. And not worth it for anybody to buy those.
Quite bad.
Let's look at have you been buying those?
Me? No.
Oh,
I
thank
need
God.
high relics, man.
I thought you said my bad, and I was like, what? That's disgusting.
I say it's bad.
Yeah, okay. All right. I got scared. Look at the bottom of the account.
You think too lowly of me.
All right, the bottom doesn't look bad.
Yeah, the account looks quite well built up, actually.
Especially
No
for a newer
glaring
account.
big issues.
Your bottom doesn't look bad.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm.
I feel like I have a nice bottom.
No Balin, that's interesting.
Well, we're going to look at the actual journey stuff in a minute. I'm just kind of looking at...
Yeah, because I just saw there was no Merrick at R7, so there was no Balin.
Let's
Really?
see. Oh, I hit the right one this time. All right. So Hondo, we're about 1,000 away.
We're so proud of you, Egnards.
If they put these in LSTs, it's gonna be in September, whenever that era is. So that it'll be the era after the next era, most likely. Just kind of keep that in mind. It won't be September. It'll be like October, whatever the 3-month period is. So just something to keep in mind. You might not want to wait that long looking at where everybody else is here, and it really just being your pirates. Have Kylo, Ray is close, and Ben is at 260, so Ben will be relatively close too. Luke. C is very close. Yeah, C.
Very close to Balin.
You're going to be in such a Zeta deficit, man. Like, such a big Zeta deficit that we need to focus on that. Jabba, Executor, we know that those are done. Afro, we're not going to care about right now. Jedi Mace, we're not going to care about. He loses a lot of his need and viability with the raid being gone, and that raid is going to be done very soon. Balin is very close. Might be worth picking up on. Yeah, so there's two ways that you could go about doing this. I would personally prefer you continue pushing on the PK Hondo scale right now and not waiting for those Lightspeed tokens because it's very unlikely they will appear before October. But the other way that you could go about doing this, which I don't necessarily think that's fair, Ani. We don't technically know that raid's going to be gone soon, but it should be gone soon. The other thing that you could do over those 3 months is, I mean, Ray is super close. C is super close. I do think C is going to have a little bit more importance, especially once Leia Jedi training is out in the game. You know, these things you can knock out and then knock out Ben, knock out Dark Ray, knock out all of those little things, knock out Balin. You could definitely go the route. I don't think that there's a wrong answer. But I think the two paths ahead of you right now are either go full speed ahead on Hondo or to use the next 3 months to knock out these 3 projects and to get DS Ray. You know, one, I think, important thing specifically for you is we're going to check out your mod score, which we don't typically do, but it might really help us here.
Is it higher than mine? That's my real question.
Let's see. Mod score, ally code. Let's check it. They might, Sharamundi. They might. I don't like to do things. I don't like to give advice based on maybes, and that's one of the problems. Mod score time.
It's definitely a hard time to give a proper review right now because there's just so many unknowns.
Yes. Anytime we get close to a raid, it does become very difficult. And I've in Order 66 days, I was telling people, hey, come back in a month, you know, because we didn't have the information. Your mod score is not actually terrible for how young your account is. I mean, it's
What's
not
the mod score?
Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm building it up. Calm down. It's called suspense. It's not actually terrible for how young your account is, but it is not great for how big your account is. Your Omega score is 2.75. Your Omega top 110 is 5.66. We had Grax here earlier who was telling us their mod score just hit like 3, and they are a much longer, a much older account. So you're not in the worst of company there. But if you are somebody, the way I see it is if somebody is spending money, they most likely want to be at least slightly competitive. And mods are really what is going to help you do that. My recommendation, I want to just go back up to the to the premium reviews itself. Your top 20 fleets, Zaktan, are you hitting first every day or close to first every day? Because you have all 3 of the ships, but they're all like 5 stars. It looks like you are because you have rank 2 here, which means you're there now. Okay, good. I would leave those ships where they are. Definitely. I just get the free shards every month until you actually need them. Until until it starts becoming harder to keep first every day or second every day, wherever you decide to stay. Keep letting them get freely up. You said Rogue One was a little bit on the low side. Definitely finish up Rogue One. Punishing One. Punishing One is done. Good. Any other important ships? I would maybe do 5 battles a day on B-Wing, personally.
I
If you
should
can
do it, honestly, just for fleet battles and for TB, man. So
If
good
you
in
can
TP.
afford the energy, I would do 5 battles a day on B-Wing, on Raven's Claw, so that you have a usable home one, and obviously on Rogue One. Those are your 3 ships that you should be farming right now. I would very strongly recommend that you go the Hondo route. Stay the course on Hondo. You need the mod materials. I don't care if you finish this in September and then the LSTs come out in October and you're like, oh man, doesn't matter. Stay the course on Hondo. Push him as far as you can. What I would recommend, though, is save, because I think Silvo is a Cantina farm. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Okay. I would save.
From what I remember.
I would recommend saving Silvo, who's at 6 stars right now, until last. Because if for some reason there's a convergence on Lightspeed tokens and your Hondo farm, that would be the one character that you can save out on losing signal data on. But if there isn't a convergence, doesn't matter, then just get him done. I think Hondo is the most important thing for your account right now because you need to start building your mod score. Outside of raid, outside of that stuff, because we don't know. We don't know what to expect. We don't know if it's going to be very era heavy. Outside of raid, I would say Hondo. Balin would be a really smart next move because Ray, you're not done with yet, and isn't going to provide you the same value that the Great Mothers team and the Balin team are going to provide for you. I would probably do Hondo, Balin, and then honestly, assuming that you have Bane, which you do, I would do Hondo, Balin, and then I would do C because you are so quick on C right now. You are so easily there. And Thrawn is going to be what puts you so close that, like, honestly, you'll get him for free because Jedi Knight, no, not Jedi Knight Luke. Right, that's not gas. You'll get him mostly for free. I was thinking of gas as being the thing.
Gas.
But it's not. Jedi Knight Anakin, you'll be able to finish, and Grand Admiral Thrawn will basically be done because of Balin. So it makes sense to do C there last. Yeah, it'll basically be done. It's the same fucking thing. Don't mess with my English, man.
It'll be done, not basically. It'll be actually one relic level above.
Why do I allow you here? Why do
because I pay money to remember. You're welcome.
I know, but you're also like,
Actually,
you are entertaining. You're entertaining. Definitely Hondo. If you go the Hondo route, which I think is the better route, definitely Hondo, definitely Balin, definitely Sith Eternal Emperor, because you'll be so close, and I really do think Sith Eternal Emperor is going to be really important once Jedi Training Leia comes out. As for B-Wing being a Cantina farm, it doesn't matter. It is a newer ship. We don't have ship Lightspeed bundles. You know, we get them sometimes in other bundles, but they're always the old ships, and Home One is the brand new ship. You don't have to do a ton of battles a day. Just do 5 battles a day. Start getting it built up slowly. It's completely fine to do things that way. B-Wing is a... How many energy nodes? Ships. B-Wing...
16, is it?
I don't know. I'm checking. It's a 12 energy node. 5 battles a day. Knock
12.
it out.
Wow.
Get it done. That's what I would do. And those are the 3 ships that I would be farming right now. I would prioritize those things. Now, obviously, Balin is so close and C is so close that you only really need to prioritize Hondo right now. And during that time, I know that you're farming towards getting Maul for next time. That's fine. You can do that as your background farm. Because you don't have to do a primary, secondary, tertiary with Hondo, Balin, Sith because they're all so close. do a primary with Hondo while you're finishing up, you know, the mall requirements. Once Hondo is done, you finish up Balin. Once Balin is done, you finish up C. But I do think that outside of Era, your primary spending needs to be towards the higher value Zeta stuff. Whew. Does that make sense? DZ, do we have any other additional questions? While we do and wait for that, we are going to check to see. Nope, nobody has changed the orders in TB, so we're going to run the bot.
Whoa. TB officer.
Well, I have
Last
another
day of
TB
TB type shit.
officer. My other TB officer is probably sleeping right now.
Whoa. Asian?
Yeah. No, he's where is he?
Australian.
He's on the East Coast.
Oh,
He's on the East Coast.
I see.
And I think it's a low effort day. I mean, we need high battles, but it's a low effort day in terms of actual need to tag people. All right. Oh, we have
Oh, actually, your last day is
128.
chill. That's nice. I think I
Well,
gotten like 4 tags already this day.
It's chill because there's so much needed on each, and we only have 128 million undeployed right now. So that's kind of nice for 9:45.
My office is just pinging people to do the combats. Because we need combats for this phase.
I just ping the deployment, and people know that if I'm pinging you for deployment, that you know to do your combats too. Let's just check in real quick before we move on to the next one to see if I have to change any tags. Yeah, see, this is coming up there. That's really nice. What not to look like, Grex. All right. This should be done. People are just doing these combats for funsies, which is okay. We're okay there. Next is 720. Where are we at in terms of our actual goals? Mandalore finished on its own, which is beautiful. 730 minus 706. We need 24 there. Plus 730 minus 624. We need 130. We're at negative 127. So we are at a negative 3. We are going to close Hoth now, though. While people get that shit done. These people don't listen. I said 3 only. People did 5. This is why we can't have nice things. People don't listen to me. Okay. Let's go back to the reviews. Swag.gg. This is Zaktan's. We have Nate's coming up next. Nate told me that he needed to update his, so hopefully he did update it. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'll get it done before Sunday." So
that's what they all say.
they all do.
Where are we at now?
We are. What do you mean?
What are we looking at for the next roster review?
Nate. It's Nate.
Nate. It's Nate. They did edit the message, so I
Who's
hope that
this guy?
change-
It's Nate. Well, you know what? They didn't edit the message. That's their own damn fault because I can only go off of this information. That's okay because we'll look at the account too, so we'll kind of see what some of those changes are. Top 20 of your fleet, mix the Leviathan, Profundity, and Executor. Coordinating, yes, usually at first if not busy. All basic assault battles are at CT3. Duel of the Fates R9. Patrol at R7. Currently working on Lord Vader. Finishing JMK requirements. Sharding non-7-star units. Energy priority to MHF requirements. Maul hate fueled. And fleet energy to pirates. Second priority to Gungans and the era of Andor excess to whatever is left as I'm not refreshing any nodes. Are you dead set? I'm dead set on finishing Lord Vader. You gotta have a New Girl reference. It's a great show. With JMK, not really. I know he's GL, but he's not in a great position right now. Shard farming, yes, since I don't have any other uses for the energy. If I need to shift to focus to a recommended team you think is better, go for it. But that also needs my that also needs my 2 shards, someone, then that's fine.
Hard
Overall,
disagree
I'm
on
not.
the JMK.
You disagree on JMK?
I think it depends how close.
Okay,
No,
And if
just
you have
about
app.
him not being in a good place.
He
Dan,
is
we're gonna
not.
finish reading this, and then I'm gonna let you rant, and I'm gonna tell you to shut up after you rant. Sound good? Sounds good, Egnards. Overall, I'm not dead set on open to any farm paths you think would be more efficient or beneficial, especially since I'm really close to a lot of other teams. All in on efficiency, which is a lie if you're R7 Peridia Patrol. Are there any favorite characters? Not unless they drop a GL Revan. Shards for any important Proving Ground characters. Jacosta's 310, 312. Maz is 170. SM33 is 215. Cobb is 235. Coliseum Episode Pass Plus, the 5-star characters, top 60 occasionally, top 30. I get gold creating Conquest. I am a heavily LSB influenced character account. I buy the Zeta Surge packs for the 6,000 credits when they come around. Refreshing Omega Battles once for 400 crystals to help with that too. I double refresh Profundity. Haven't done any on Leviathan, but wouldn't mind trying to add that in. Okay, so first things first. Before we let Dan rant, do we have a GP guess?
10.6.
Okay, Dan? I'm thinking 11.5 personally.
I'll just go right in the middle and say 11.
Okay. So our GP is right on the money at 11. And 11.5, I'm happy with that guess. We were all close enough for it to be reasonable, but Dan, right on the money there.
The price is right, man.
I think that's fair. It's true. I was looking for some DMs from him. Yeah, I don't think there's really any context that's important for this. So Dan, please, you disagree on JMK. Please talk to me. Why do you disagree on JMK?
And it's more of a perspective of how I use teams.
Okay.
When I'm looking at GAC, when I'm looking at territory battles, when I'm looking at territory war,
I'm still listening. I'm just getting some water.
Especially in GAC, JMK, I mean, there's like at least 3 or 4 meta teams that I'm like, oh, I could use JMK for that. Oh, I could use JMK for that. So, yes, he's not the GL killer, but he is a killer of teams that will cause you to not be able to clear an opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I think that JMK is still usable. Perfectly usable. I do use him every single GAC. 100%. But I think that when you look at other GL generally, with the exception of JML, but JML is getting his lifter, they are being used to kill other GL teams most of the time. I am using JMK now for Cassian, which is a strong team with his Datacron. Will I need JMK once the Datacron is gone? Probably not. I am using JMK for New Vader. It's a good team, but Balin also kills it too. I think all GL are worth it, but I think in terms of GL priority, JMK starts to fall towards the bottom of the is this character one of the top tier GLs anymore, and do I prioritize it over other GLs? And my thought process is if you're in a vacuum of being equally close to any GLs right now, am I telling you to go for JMK or am I telling you to go for one of the other GLs? And in most cases, I feel like I'm probably telling you to go for one of the other GLs.
Yeah, no, he's definitely, in terms of GL priority, a little bit lower, but in terms of his usefulness or point in the game, like, I use him all the time.
100%. I use him every GAC. I still use him every GAC. I will continue to use him every GAC. But I do think that when we're talking about priority, he has definitely fallen off. Now, in 6 months, does he get a lifter? Maybe he does. But in 6 months, this account is in a different position, and maybe he already has JMK. Is JMK the most important thing for this particular roster versus another team that'll do the same things JMK does? I don't know. We haven't looked yet. But I definitely think in terms of GL, he's not in a great place right now. He's kind of like one step above where JML was before we took Revan away from JML. And now JML
Yeah, I would
sucks,
like
but
to.
JML's getting his lifter.
I would like to say that when I say JMK is not good, it's not that you don't use a character. It's that you use the character, but then it's not a GL quality. Like, let's say someone like a comparable Rex in terms of how expensive is like a Leia. Leia is like so much better, but then like
Yeah.
if you talk about the cost to get the GL from scratch, it's around the same now.
Yeah.
So and also like for a new player, of course, not this player. This player has Watt, has all the big things that you need for JMK, but JMK does require Watt, which
can be tough if you're a
quite
newer player.
substantial.
Correct.
Yeah.
That can definitely be a big sticking point. Zavor, man, Horde for the raid over JMK. I mean, I don't know how close you are. I know you could like sneeze to get to him. If you're like super close, if you're like, oh, and I always measure GLs in circuit boards, even though they're not important, but it's one of those big things that's needed across a lot of levels. If you're like within the 400 circuit board level where it's that close, I think just bite the bullet. But if you're beyond that, I would say, just wait. Let's see what the raid
Especially
looks like.
as like a R9 cat and snips from Glint.
Well, from
It makes it
Ahsoka
even better.
and
Yeah,
Zavor.
it makes it even nicer to do it for.
Zavor is an Ahsoka whore, so yeah. All right, let's see the actual account, shall we? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 GL. So we are missing Hondo. We are missing it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
6.
Oh, I gotcha. Screw you. We're missing Hondo. We are missing JMK, and we are missing. Who's the last one? We have C. We have JML. We have Lord Vader, because we're farming Lord Vader right now. Let's see. Did we get Lord Vader in the interim? We did not. Ships, Profundity, Leviathan. Okay, he says he's double. I double refresh Profundity. Haven't done any on Leviathan, but wouldn't mind trying to add that in. I would recommend, if you're going to double refresh anything, double refresh
Leviathan.
Double refresh Leviathan over Profundity. Profundity's skills are locked behind 5-star. Leviathan's skills are locked behind 7-star. If it's doing what it needs to do for you right now, you don't need to bring it to 7-star right now. But it is the GL ship that you most priority-wise want to be at 7-star. So I would definitely switch the priority on what you are double refreshing, because Leviathan's going to be more important for that. Let's see. What are we actually? Tools, gear tracker. So Lord Vader. It seems like we're ticket farming for Lord Vader at this point, because we have everything. So obviously we're going to finish Lord Vader. Doesn't make sense not to. JMK, again, this is very close. 240 circuit boards, 135 flood signal data. I know the 325 blue signal data, but it's still, we're so close. And then the last one was Hondo. Hondo's on the further side. Okay. We have Ahsoka. Balin is very close.
He does have R9 cat.
Very, very close. Jar Jar's very close. Again, I hate telling people to hold off on Jar Jar, but just it's not really a priority.
Whoa, he said it.
Hold off on Jedi Master Mace Windu, not really a priority. see where our clones are at. I'm typing in clones like a dumbass instead of.
Yes, the clones are 7.
Clones are at our 7. The era, we said we're going to 5-star on the era. JMK, Lord Beta, shard farming. First of all, listen, when we're in a position like this, I cannot stress enough just how ridiculous it is to me when anybody tells me that they love efficiency and they don't want to do something like this. Like, this is something you should be doing. Unless you plan on quitting the game in a year, because it takes about 3 years to see the return on investment from this team, unless you refresh, and I always refresh that tier. This is one of those things that you should be doing right now, is bringing these guys to Relic 9. I don't have a problem with you shard farming. I think that with all of the things that are close to you right now, that you might end up not needing to shard farm pirates, because you're a little further away from Hondo and there's a lot of little things you could be doing right now. And I think that, it depends on how much you're spending. It being just about July right now, and probably about October when those guys go to Lightspeed tokens. I guess if you don't need the fleet energy, it's not a big deal. I am somebody that generally will shard farm 4 or 5 things at a time, and I'll do it slow farm wise, and I'll do 5 slow farms. But I really think finish Lord Vader right now, because you're there, you're ticket farming, you might as well. After Lord Vader, I cannot stress enough how much it's a mistake that these guys are not already R9 in your roster more than anything else. I definitely would finish JMK after that, because you are so close to JMK. I definitely would finish Balin after JMK. Yes, after JMK, even though Balin is a little bit closer. Right, I would do the JMK first, because that does give you a nice team for Cat, and it's just a smart way to do things. I would finish Balin at that point. I would hold off on Jar Jar, if only because I feel like by the time you do these things, you're going to be also in raid news and focused on raid stuff and needing to prioritize being there as well. So I would just do the little projects right now while we wait for raid stuff. I would 100% recommend, like I said earlier, take your profundity fleet shard, your profundity refreshes. Don't do profundity and Leviathan. You don't need to right now, but switch them over to Leviathan, because Leviathan is going to be much more important at 7 stars than profundity is. I like that you're buying the Zeta packs, as a heavy Lightspeed bundle account. Your Zetas are not much higher than DKs or DZs before. And so making sure that you have those Zetas and the access to those Zetas on your account is going to be really important. I don't fully remember if the 6,000 packs are the most efficient one. I have my free value charts that does have all of the Zeta packs on it. That might be the most efficient one, but definitely prioritize your Zetas right now, because you are also going to be in such a huge Zeta crunch at this point in the game. Now watch Order 66 become a 2-year raid. Man, like, I can only go off of the information that CG gives us, and they said roughly a 1-year
If it becomes
timeline.
a 2-year raid. I just hope they say that it will become one.
Well, that's the thing. If they say it, it's fine. But they said, before Order 66, the raids were supposed to be about like 9 months, and they were between the 7 and 9 months. They specifically said about a year. A year might be 14 months. and that's fine. About a year is 14 months, fine. But they do need to give us something. They need to tell us if it's delayed. They need to tell us if we need to do anything else at that point, because right now a lot of us are just sitting around doing whatever just for the hope that we that raid news is coming and that we have the materials, because nobody wants to lose their rewards. Nobody wants to lose their raid chest. Everybody wants to make sure that they are in a good position. Anything to add, gentlemen?
No, I agree.
Dan, did you pass out?
I'm pouring, but I'm okay.
You're whoring? I heard whoring.
Pouring.
Okay, so you're off the treadmill?
No, I'm still on it.
Okay, what is the time on the treadmill right now?
Well, I just hit an hour.
You just hit an hour. What is your typical time?
I generally try to go for about an hour.
Okay, so this is about the time you would normally stop?
Yeah, usually 9 to 10, but we talk for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, okay. That's good then, because we're hitting the 3-hour point. I do try to do 3 reviews a day. We're only at 2 right now, but my voice is tired. I honestly cannot talk anymore. I wish I could. I'm not a classically trained singer. I can't go for 8 hours. I'm not Taylor Swift. So
You're not?
I'm not. Man, if I was. Everybody who is not getting a review today is from the last week, so I don't actually feel that bad. They can wait a week. It is okay.
I think it's time for me to get my monthly roster review then.
Yeah, you're off now. Do a midweek brunch.
Yeah, that's true. I could do a midweek early brunch, and maybe we'll do that. We'll see how I feel on Wednesday or Thursday. But with that said, we will bounce out on this one because I just cannot talk, and I'm going to the movies with my in-laws, which means like we're gonna go to dinner afterwards, which means I am gonna have to talk, and my voice is killing me. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. Let's just check Twitch real quick and see if anyone's on. There used to be people that streamed around this time, and they've kind of stopped doing that.
I have a great idea. I should stream myself looking at your roster reviews.
Stream. Let's see if there's any like something ridiculous that we could raid into. Somebody playing like Barbie online adventures.
That'd be great.
It would be funny. No, there's just tags for Barbie's Project Friendship. There's 100 followers. No, that's probably all kids anyway, and we don't want to be those weirdos. Yeah, so have a great rest of your weekend. Snorlax, thank you for joining me. Dan, thank you for somehow cheating your way into this chat once again. I can almost guarantee you that I will probably forget to remove your access by next month because I don't care that much, and because you are an interesting person anyway. I will see you guys throughout the week. Good luck on the end of your TBs, and I don't know, if you're on YouTube watching and you haven't hit that button that tells me that you love me, then do it, because it's stupid not to, right? Peace out, guys. Have a great rest of your day.
Goodbye.